material. Haven't tested this. You're the first ones. So I have beef with my neighbor in Crockett. I'm just gonna say that she caught me on a morning when I had a bad morning. Here's what happened. All right, this lady lives down the street and she has 2 Shih Tzus. And when they first moved in, she never had her dogs on a leash. I have a pit bull. All right, if those little fuckers come up to my dog and they get bit, we're gonna get in trouble, but she doesn't have her little Shih Tzus on a fucking leash, okay? So things calm down, she gets a leash, everything's fine. I swear to God, I did not think that my dog had took a shit. I'm gonna preface it with this. So I walk past their apartment and she opens a window and says, "Hey, are you gonna pick that up?" And it was just the way she said it to me. If it was any other day, I would have just picked it up anyway. But there were 3 other piles of dog shit that weren't all my dogs. Fine, that's fine. And then she's like, "I have it on video." And I'm like, "Okay, show me the video." And then she shuts the window and I walk back to my apartment. I get a bag and I pull up in the car on the way to work and I picked up the bag. I picked up the poo inside the bag and then I threw the poo onto her porch. Because she pissed me off the way she talked to me. So then later on, my friend messaged me, "Hey, is this you?" And there's a picture of me and my dog taking a shit squat right in front of their house. So it was me, it was definitely me. So then later on I go home and the fucking cops come to my house. And I was walking out and I was wearing the same coat that I was in the picture. And so they're like, "Hey, did your dog take a shit?" I was like, "Yes, but I did go to pick it up." And they're like, "You can't throw the poop back up onto their porch." I was like, "But I didn't light it on fire, so I should get some points for that." Okay, we're moving on. I'm a teacher, I work with kids. I hate kids. Can you guys just stop having kids so I can stop? Here's the thing, I think that if you have kids, you should have to teach your kids. That's what I think. I think that in order to have kids, you should have to teach in kids or teach in a school for 6 months. That's what I think. I think it should be a requirement. Did anybody here have to help their kids during the pandemic? I would love to how my job did for y'all. Who here had to help their kids with fractions? Who here remembers how to add fractions? You gotta find the common fucking denominator, right? And as an adult, you're like, the common denominator is the shit in my life! All right? If you can't remember how to add fractions, it's because you're stupid. I'm just saying, okay. But if you don't use it, you lose it, right? Like most of the math you learned in high school, you never really need again. You don't really need it unless you're going to be a doctor or a physicist or something. I have a question. Have you ever used calculus to pay your rent? No, you don't use calculus to pay your rent. It's for objects that going up and down. All right. So as a teacher, I have to do things like fire drills and active shooter drills. And those are fun. We got to do an earthquake drill, and that reminded me of me when I grew up in Oklahoma during the 90s. The Murrah building, the Oklahoma City bombing happened, and we thought it was an earthquake, and we jumped under our desks. That brought back a fun memory for me. Yeah. So now we're doing active shooter drills, and I was looking online for strategies that how to keep the kids calm and for them to take it seriously. And I saw a picture of a lady in a wheelchair going like this, so I clicked on it because I needed to know. Her name was Wish Schwimmer, and she was in a wheelchair, like I said, and she was an 11th grade English teacher. She told the kids when they were preparing for the active shooter drill, "Kids, I want you guys to find your way to safety. Don't worry about me because I'm a handicapped person." And this one kid raised his hand and said, "Miss Schwimmer, we took a vote as a class. The entire 11th grade class said if anything would ever happen, they would carry her to safety." Isn't that beautiful? Kids just want to do the right thing. My students need to be using my fat ass as a body shield, not thinking they need to carry me anywhere, okay, y'all? Listen. I happily take a bullet for any one of my students, including the little shit that tripped me on purpose and fucked my ankle up. I happily take a bullet for that little shit. Man, I was raised super Catholic, and I would love to be the patron saint of school shooters. Some days when my suicidal ideation has happened and I just have a fantasy about someone coming in and taking us out, and I just want to jump in front of all the bullets and then get all the glory and die. Because then it looked like I really cared and I just want to stop teaching. I just put end it, guys. All right. Yeah. Again, I was raised super Catholic. Christmas is coming up. I gotta say, the Virgin Mary coughed up a big one, huh? Back then, there was no paternity test. But I gotta say now, if the angel Gabriel came to a woman and said, you'll be the vessel to carry the Messiah, girls got more options now here in California. You don't got a baby, dad's never gonna pay child support, never gonna help you co-parent. You're gonna have to trap a guy named Joseph and convince him to take you on a donkey up to fucking Nazareth, and you're gonna give birth in a fucking stable, bitch? A girl's got more options today, I'm just saying. That was the first time I've ever told this joke. I'm really happy. All right, guys. That's why next year when we go to vote, we gotta vote pro-abortion. Fuck the babies. We don't need any more of them. Sorry if you have a kid. I'm sure they're delightful. Okay. This is the X-rated portion of the evening. Ladies, have you ever smelled your hair and said, yeah, that's what a cum mop smells like? A mop used to wipe up cum. Smells like snot, semen, tears, vomit, self-doubt. And then there's a moment when the shame dissipates and it's like, I did that too. I did that because making 3 cocks come at the same time is not easy. It's art, and that's the cum all over me. There are not enough women serial killers out there in the world. If I was a serial killer, I would call myself the cum up. It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it? So here's the deal. I'm obsessed with the Zodiac killer, but instead of sending rambling letters to the press and to the police, I would send different sized panties to throw off the cops. And every single one of those panties would have a cum sample of my victim who they would never find. All right, and they'd be like, the cum mop is struck again, the cum mop is struck again. We don't know if it's 1 woman or 1,000 women. We don't know. So by the way, guys, I would focus on killing white men because they would hear my terms. This is the cum mop speaking. I'll kill a man every single day until abortion is free and legal for every single woman who wants it in this world, until feminine products are free for every single woman who needs it. Ladies, I'm doing the Lord's work. I'm doing it for you because if men bled once a month, those products would be free. So I focus on killing white men. No offense, but black and brown men, you're off the hook because the police don't care if you die and it's counterproductive to the cause. So I focus on killing white men because if white men were getting killed, this shit would have been taken care of yesterday. But let me show you how I do it. It'd be so easy. Ladies, gentlemen, would you like to be my victim? Can I have a sample, please? I'll suck and fuck you all 3 holes, but you'll die tonight. It'll be the best sex of your life. It'll be the last. And that's the come up, everybody. Thank you. Because the thing about the come up is no man is ever coerced. They always come willingly. I love true crime, I don't know if you could tell. I love true crime a lot, I do. Oh man. Teaching's a trip. It really is. I used to work at a high school. And the thing about the high school is like, I would smoke weed on my lunch break, and then I'd go to do help out in algebra and algebra 2. And I can still do the quadratic equation when I'm high. But then I can smell when I'm helping the kids with their homework, and I'm helping them. I can smell the weed in their backpack, and their weed is way better than mine, right? I can't afford good weed on teacher's salary. I can't. But the fact that they can't do the quadratic equation, it's not only because they're high, it's also because they're stupid. And I'm trying to help them, just copy the paper, you'll be fine. Yeah, right. I'm not allowed to help out in history anymore, let me tell you why. I was helping the kids remember what the presidents, easy way to remember different presidents. I just told them, do you know what a sad Lincoln is? It's when a guy shoots a load in the back of your head in a theater. Has to be a theater, otherwise it's just sad. Moving forward to the other president that was assassinated. Do you know what a happy Kennedy is? It's when you get mind-blowing head while sitting in the back seat of a car while driving through Dallas, Texas. If you're being historical with it, it'll be in a Lincoln Continental. Bring it back to Lincoln, everybody. All right, I'll leave you my last 4 favorite presidents. A jealous Reagan. A jealous Reagan is when your wife is known as the throat goat. She sucked off most of Hollywood and half of Washington. So Nancy said no to drugs, but she said yes to cock. The trickle-down system was named after her post-fellatio. Yeah. And then after that, we got a warring Bush. That's when you're President Bush and you declare war on Iraq. There were 2 of them, you guys. In between those warring Bushes, you got a slick Willie. That's when you're President Clinton and you come on a fat girl's dress. If you're historical with it, it'll be a blue dress. All right. Thank you so much, Winners Tavern. My name is Ashley Tommy J. Give it for your host.
Give it up for Ashley. All right. We're right now got a couple more